Good day and welcome back to the Family Cyber Clinic. This week we're going to be advising parents to pay particular attention to how their young ones communicate online. That's during their chats, could be during a game, WhatsApp, Facebook. If you're involved at all with what your young one does online, you must know exactly how they communicate. You know, on the channel, we promote that engagement. We must be there for our young ones. And knowing exactly how they communicate, and what do I mean by that? They tend to use slang words. They communicate using, shorthand. I don't know any other way to explain that, but you'll get it when I show you some examples. But the idea is to know exactly what they mean by what they're typing. So I'm going to show you on the iPhone a list of common slangs. It's by no means exhaustive. I will actually challenge you. I want you to, put a word or two in the comments that you've heard your young ones use, and then engage them and tell them to explain what it means. So I'm just going to give you some, and hopefully you see a word that you know already. But more importantly, some of our kids unfortunately use these words to disguise, inappropriate behavior or conversations. And so it's important that we are aware of how they're chatting, what they mean, so that we can advise them. I'm not saying that you go, ballistic on them, but you must be able to understand how they're communicating so that you can advise them when things are off. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the iPhone as I always do. And I'm going to show you some words, and I want you to, as I said, please engage. So I've listed a few words. Then you can see we're starting with PAW, and that's paw, pronounced paw. And when you see your kid, your young one, communicating using these words, it's a bit frightening to know that they're, playing on you. So that PAW means parents are watching. Parents are watching. Why would a kid tell another person that parents are watching unless they have something to hide? And so it's important that you understand these words so that you can catch them in their tracks. And this is not to, get into the kids' business. That's the channel, that is. Getting into your business in a bad way. We want you to be on the right path. And so having communication like that certainly does not promote anything positive. So we need to call it out and make sure that you are on the right path. That's what we breathe for on the Family Cyber Clinic. So PAW is parents are watching. Then you have another word there, farming. At searching medicine cabinets for drugs. That's like a giveaway, it just doesn't add up. There's something off there. There's another one, PIR, parent in room. You have POS, parents over shoulder. Basically telling the other person on the other end, don't write anything that will get me into trouble. And so you see, these are just not nice. They're not nice. And we that's what we're trying to correct. Yes, we're trying to fend off the rogues on the internet from our kids, but equally, we also want to make sure that we're promoting good behavior, and safe behavior, because for all you don't know who is on the other side. Okay, so parents over shoulder, that's POS. Then you have sugar pic, and that's a suggestive or erotic photo of self. We've shared videos on sexting, on cyberbullying, on harassment. All these things feed into that narrative. Then you have TAW, TAW, teachers are watching. That could be you or your young one, this happens mostly in classroom settings, communicating with someone online and they're being caught, and to make sure that the other party is aware that things are off, they can communicate that way. Teachers are watching, TAW. They will not write so that you understand, those who are just joining. Teachers are watching. They're not going to say that. They're going to say "tor," and the other person gets it. We don't want that, okay? We want them to be on the right path. You have another one, TDTM, talk dirty to me. For a kid, an underage kid, that's inappropriate. You have thought, THOT, that hoe, can't use the real word because YouTube might frown at it. That hoe over there, and that's all I'm going to do. Nothing more than that. Then you have tree, which stands for marijuana. Again, your kid, who we're trying to protect. All these things are not good. You have 143 that says, I love you. And just looking at it now, I just figured out what that is. 143. So one word, 4, LOVE, four letters. And then YOU, that's 3. I love you. That's a short form. Our kids don't even know how to take care of themselves, and they're loving someone. I'm not going there, but you get the idea. We want them to be appropriately communicating. Loving someone is not so bad, but let it be that you're loving the right person and someone appropriate, and that you actually know who you're sending that to. I'm going too deep. 182, I hate you. Those are strong words. On the channel, we promote love. We promote inclusion. So hating someone, that's quite negative. And then we have a few more. You have 53X, which stands for sex. You have 1174, that's meeting place for a wild party. Again, that's indulging. A kid has to have boundaries. A kid under age has to have boundaries. Once they're making those suggestions, someone could be pulling them to a party where they could be doing drugs or doing things that are inappropriate. So you've got to know the language as a parent or a guardian. You've got to know it without a doubt. And then we have 2 more, turned or turned up. That's similar to lit. This is in reference to a crazy party. Let me put it down. Involving being drunk or high. Again, your underage kid communicating or using such language cannot be appropriate. Last but not least, remember that there are many more that I've not covered. I'm just giving you an idea of how our young ones get to communicate while they chat online, during their gaming or just during regular chats. And so we need to be aware. That's why we push parents to engage with their kids, get to be friends with them on their social media so that you can get a taste of what they're up to, how they're communicating, what language or slangs they use. And of course, if you see these and your kid is underage, then there's a problem, okay? Friend, intimate partner, to gang up on someone. 99. That's, I suppose, yeah, I think I've kind of mixed it. I don't know where 99 there means parents are gone, but you get the idea. They're words. Friend is the one that I picked up. And I believe that's... it's frightening stuff, but there are more. Of course, there's some healthier ones, LOL, that you are definitely aware of. I hope so, but generally what the channel is up to this week is to make sure that you're communicating with your young ones and you're identifying when these words, like the ones I've just shown you, come up in discussions. Those are worrying words to be using. It could mean that your child is being bullied. It could mean that they're hiding something from you, but you must pay attention, and you can only pay attention if you're engaged or you're engaging your young one. Okay. It's not a typical video. I just thought that it would be useful to have you engage as we do this week, as we do every week, on things that will just generally help your participation with your child whilst they are on the internet. We never end our broadcast without giving you an opportunity to be a part of this great platform. Today is no different. We want you to be a part of this family. You do that by subscribing and by liking this content if it's been beneficial to you. We'd also want you to share this information with your friends and family. I have been your host, Lawrence Edem. Until next week, God bless and goodbye.